Session number 4 of lesson number 2, nutrition in animals, where we have seen many points. At the previous session we have seen about the tooth decay and the things responsible for that tooth decay, about the food pipe and esophagus. We have also seen about the stomach, and today we are going to start about the small intestine. But before that, on your screen you can see the blue box they have shown. It's very interesting and funny thing that now I'm going to share with you, which is given in the textbook. This incident happened with actually Alexis Saint Martins, who was working actually in the army. Now let me see the story. The working of the stomach was discovered by the strange accident. Now you all know, and now we are learning the working of the stomach, but actually how the stomach works and how it was discovered. It was an accident. It was a strange accident. Now we know everything about the inner parts of the stomach and about the digestive system, but actually when it was discovered with an strange accident. In 1822, a man named Alexis Saint Martin was badly hit by a shotgun. The bullet had seriously damaged the chest wall and made a hole in his stomach. He was brought to an American army doctor, William Beaumont. The doctor saved the patient, but he could not close the hole properly and left in damaged. That actually the damage remained the bandaged. He left it bandaged. In the figure 2.8 you can see that. The Beaumont took it as a great opportunity to see the inside of the stomach through the hole. He made some wonderful observations. See student, as I told, it was a strange accident. Sometimes it feel very serious, sometimes it feel very funny and interesting also. Actually, the person named Alexis Saint Martin was badly hit by a shotgun, and the bullet entered and damaged the chest wall and made a hole in his stomach. And when he was taken to the hospital of American army doctor William Beaumont, the person named William Beaumont was a doctor, and he saved the patient, but he could not close the hole properly. Actually the bullet entered, due to that there was a hole formed, and that hole actually remained as it is, and the doctor bandaged it, but he couldn't know that exactly the hole was present there. And after when the patient come for the bandage, at that time Beaumont come to know that it was whole remain as it is. Then Beaumont took it as a great opportunity to see inside the stomach through the hole. See, it was a golden opportunity for the Beaumont to look inside the stomach. It was a miracle, and Beaumont took it as a great opportunity to see inside the stomach through the hole. He made some wonderful observations. As we know that the scientists and doctors, they are working very hard to find out something. So here also the Beaumont took it as a great opportunity, and he observed some wonderful observations. Beaumont found that the stomach was churning food. Inside that, the Beaumont found stomach was churning food. Churning means what? The mixing very well and make it ready for digestion. It was found by the Beaumont, and its wall secreted a fluid which could digest the food. Beaumont found that the wall of stomach secreted the fluid which could digest the food. He also observed that the end of stomach opens into the intestine only after digestion of the food inside the stomach is completed. See, one more very interesting thing found by the Beaumont, that when the digestion of the food completed in the stomach, then only the food enters into the intestine after digestion. Means when the digestion inside the stomach is completed, then only the food is passed into the intestine for the further digestion. Okay, so this all interesting thing actually observed by the Beaumont, and credit goes to the William Beaumont. But then also the person who was suffering from this condition, that is the Alexis Saint Martin, also we can say that he was also the important person for this discovery. Okay, so I think you're also thinking that this is also a very interesting story and very interesting invention. Okay. Okay, now let me see, when the food enters into the small intestine, then what happened with the small intestine, we are going to observe now, and we are going to discuss. We know the passage through which the food enter, whatever we have seen in previous sessions. When the food goes into the mouth, from there the digestion actually started, and we know it how it takes place. Actually, it start with the mouth, then it goes into the food pipe or esophagus, into this, then after the stomach, after that small intestine. See the small intestine which is on your screen, you can see it, you can read it. The small intestine is a highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. I think this question was asked, what is the length of small intestine? So here it is the answer. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives the secretions from liver and the pancreas. You can see, I request just to show the, if it is possible, just see the figure 2.2, where you can understand all the things about the digestion. In figure 2.2, you can see, before entering into the small intestine, food receives the secretions from the liver and pancreas. As I told you, not only the stomach and small intestine play the role in the digestion, but also various secretions are very important. So here the secretions from the liver and pancreas plays an important role. They are secreting the juices. See, now as we know that we get the various secretions from the liver and pancreas. Now let me see what is the liver. The liver is the reddish brown gland which is situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. See position of the liver. Liver is situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side, and its structure is it's looking a reddish brown color, which is the reddish brown gland, and situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. It is the largest gland in the body. See, very important. This question is or this sentence is very important for you. Liver is the largest gland in the body. You should know that. Okay. Now we can frame the question, which is the largest gland in the body? Liver is the largest gland in the body. And this liver secretes the bile juice that is stored in the sac called gallbladder. Figure 2.2, you can see for the reference. Liver is the largest gland which secretes the bile juice and which is stored in the sac called gallbladder. The bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Now I told the secretions comes from the liver and pancreas. The bile juice stored in the gallbladder, and the bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. The pancreas is a large cream colored gland located just below the stomach. See the location of the pancreas. These pancreas are fixed just below the stomach. It's a cream colored gland. The pancreatic juice acts on, now as we know that pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice. So this pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats and proteins and changes them into simpler forms. See, as we know that this food receives the secretion from the liver and pancreas. Liver secrete the bile juice which is stored in the gallbladder. Bile acts as an important role It plays an important role and in the digestion of fats, and the pancreatic juice acts on the carbohydrate, fats and proteins and changes them from into the simpler forms. The partly digested food now reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juice complete the digestion of the all components of the food. And after that, the partly digested food now reach in the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juice completes the digestion of all the components of the food. Now actually in the small intestine, which components are digested, let me see that. The carbohydrates get broken into the simple sugars such as glucose, fats converted into the fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into the amino acids. Carbohydrate get broken into the simple sugars such as glucose, fats convert into the fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins converted into the amino acids. So this is all the digestion takes place actually in the small intestine. Now one more thing I would like to tell you. The process of digestion takes place in the small intestine, but not only the process of digestion takes place in the small intestine. Along with the digestion, the process of absorption also takes place in the small intestine. So now let me see how the absorption actually takes place in the small intestine. As we say that in our body the food is get digested. In our body the food is get digested, but along with the digestion, some parts are present in the body where the absorption of the food also takes place. So small intestine is a very important part, or very important role played by the small intestine, that is of digestion also and absorption also. Okay, see, the digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the walls of the intestine, and this process is called absorption. Here you can frame the question, define absorption, or what is meant by absorption. See, what is the absorption? Now here we know that the food is digested in the small intestine, but when this small intestine contains the digested food, so the digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the walls of intestine. Now we know that the food is present in the small intestine, but the digested food can enter into the blood vessels in the walls of intestine, and this process is called absorption. Now exactly how the absorption takes place, let me see now about the structure of the small intestine, inner structure, which plays a very important role in the digestion and also in the absorption. Now we are going to talk about absorption. The inner walls of the small intestine have thousands of finger-like outgrowths. Actually, the inner side or inner walls of the small intestine, they contain the thousands of finger-like structures, finger-like outgrowths, and these are called villi. Thousands of finger-like outgrowths are found. They are called villi. If you want to pronounce it as a singular, it's a villus. So number of villi are present in the small intestine. Now here we have to guess about the role of the villi. Can you guess what the role of villi could be in the small intestine? What is the role of villi? The villi increase the surface area for the absorption of the digested food. Villi provide the surface area for the absorption of the digested food. And each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. Every villus have the thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. So blood vessels are in the contact with the villus. So the surface of the villi absorb the digested food material. Surface of the villi absorb the digested food material. The absorbed substances are transported via the blood vessels to different organs of the body, where they are used to build complex substances such as the proteins required by the body. Now see here. Food enter into the small intestine. That food, whatever digested food, that digested food is absorbed by the finger-like projection called villi. It means actually the digested food is absorbed by the villi. Villis are in the contact with the blood vessels, and through these blood vessels the digested part of the food are passed to the parts where they required. Means actually the villis are in contact with the blood vessels, so digested food pass from the blood vessels to the part where they required. Means it is passed to the all the organs where it required. Means digested food they pass to the all the parts. Now for example, the whatever absorb part, that is the complex substances, they are passed to the body and the particular process takes place there. For example, the complex substances such as the proteins required by the body, so they are formed at a particular places, and this process is called assimilation. See, I'll repeat here the definition for assimilation. You can also frame the question here. The definition for assimilation, or what is meant by assimilation: the absorbed substances in the villi are transported via the blood vessels to the different organs of the body where they are used to build complex substances such as the proteins required by the body. Whatever the absorbed substances, they are transported via blood vessels to the different organs of the body, and they are used for the build complex substances such as protein required by the body. It is known as assimilation. One more thing, in the cells, glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy released. Actually, glucose is a most important content required for the body. So when the glucose reach the cell, there it breaks down with the help of oxygen. Now here we can understand the importance of oxygen also. Means glucose can break down with the help of oxygen, and there the production of the carbon dioxide and water takes place. But here we don't want carbon dioxide and water more amount, we require the energy. So glucose break down with the help of oxygen to generate the energy, and when it generate energy, when it release energy, along with that carbon dioxide and water also formed. Okay, I'll repeat it as it is very important. When glucose goes into the cell, or when cell receives the glucose, it breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. Okay, the food that remains undigested and unabsorbed enter into the large intestine. Now when the digestion of the digestion of the food takes place in the small intestine completed, or when the digestion in the small intestine completed, then absorption takes place. After absorption, whatever food remains, that undigested and unabsorbed food passed or enters into the large intestine. Now what happened exactly in the large intestine, that we are going to look, or that we are going to watch, that we are going to learn in the next session. Okay, now today whatever we have learned, just complete that, just read it, frame the questions, solve the answers, and think over it. Okay, whatever I told, the very important points such as the about the length of the small intestine, what is the role of the bile juice, what is the role of the gallbladder, how the digestion of the fats takes place, how the pancreas plays the important role, what is the pancreatic juice, what is the digestion process of various things they are present in the digestion, or also we can say many more process of the digestion such as the conversion of the carbohydrate into the glucose, fat into fatty acid, glycerol, all the things you can make the chart. Okay, make a chart and try to write it in your own language about the digestions. Means the conversion of the carbohydrate into the simple sugars such as glucose, fat into fatty acid. You can make the columns. Okay, did you understand? One more thing is very important. make a practice of diagrams such as figure 2.2, which shows the complete human digestive system, and whatever problems you will face while learning, you can ask me. Okay, we will see the remaining part of the lesson at the next session. Thank you.